shara loge Viti luwa sepe sepe kiwa shawa okay.
The time is 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. This is News Around the World on Pensioners 106.7 FM, Agbarigo, Onireke, Ibadan. I am LAOLU, OLATUNBOSUN. First, the main items. European Commission announces the allocation of 32 million naira assistance on Lassa fever. Lesotho's Prime Minister Tabani charged with murder. United States intelligence agencies warn Russia attempt to help Trump get re-elected. And in sports, Sterling insists he's really happy at Manchester City following City's 2-year ban from European competition. The European Commission has announced a grant of 32 million naira in humanitarian funding to assist families affected by the outbreak of Lassa fever in Nigeria. This was contained in a statement by a media officer with the delegation of the European Union to Nigeria, Modestas Chukwulaka. According to the statement, the funds will go towards supporting the Nigerian Red Cross in promoting hygiene practices and disease transmission control, as well as contribute to the identification of suspected cases, supporting contact tracing, and providing psychosocial support. The Commission was hopeful that the humanitarian aid would directly benefit communities in areas most affected by the outbreak. The African Development Bank says it will provide $10 billion fund for roads and other infrastructural development projects in Nigeria. Our transport specialists consultant to the AFDB, Abayomi Babalola, disclosed this at a meeting with officials of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency in Abuja. Babalola also said the AFDB would assist FEMA with a loan facility to address funding gaps in the agency's operations. According to him, the $10 billion loan would be disbursed to different sectors of the economy for a period of 10 years. As part of efforts to curb criminal acts on Nigerian waters, the federal government has embarked on measures aimed at ensuring a smooth enforcement of the newly enacted anti-piracy law. This was made known in Lagos at the annual Strategic Admiralty Law Seminar for Judges, organized by the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies and the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. The conference focused on the Suppression of Piracy and Other Maritime Offences Act 2019. The law aims at tackling the menace of piracy and armed robbery on the country's waters. The management of Ibadan Airport Alakia has organized a day's workshop for the sensitization of its staff regarding the current outbreak of coronavirus COVID-19 that was first reported in Wuhan, China, as well as Lassa fever outbreak currently ravaging Nigeria. This is News Around the World on Pensioners 106.7 FM. Now, let's talk some pension and labor stories. The Nigeria Union of Pensioners NUP Contributory Pension Scheme Sector, NUP-CPS Southwest, has held its inaugural meeting at the Oyo NUP Hall, Onireke, Ibadan. Speaking on the essence of the meeting with our reporter Michael Adeyemo, chairman of NUP-CPS Lagos University Teaching Hospital Branch, Comrade Isiaka Busari, said the aim of the meeting is to decide and take collective proactive action on pending issues affecting the welfare of pensioners under the scheme. Comrade Busari noted that 15 to 33% gratuity and arrears meant for NUP CPS is being withheld by the federal government without clear explanation. The chairman of the National Institute of Population Research and Training NIPORT branch of the union, Comrade Olawale Agumbiade, said the reason for the meeting is to brainstorm on how to address various challenges facing those under the contributory pension arrangement. The union, while commending Oyo NUP for making its facility available for the meeting, urged the government to see to payment of pending arrears and gratuity of those under the contributory pension scheme. The Nigeria Police Force NPF Pensions Limited has set aside 400 million naira annually to cushion the effects of delayed payment of pension benefits to police retirees. Managing Director Hamza Suleiman said the company was also working towards enhanced welfare package and improved pension payment to retired police officers. Suleiman said this in Owerri at a one-day pre-retirement seminar for police officers in the southeast due for retirement next year. He said the seminar was to educate and enlighten the officers retiring in 2020 on their rights and obligations and necessary preparations for smooth payment of their retirement benefits. Suleiman said retirement should not be seen as an act of banishment, but a season of life that should be embraced with gladness and gratitude to God for being alive to witness it. He advised that retirement calls for adequate preparations in terms of necessary documentation of papers. Abdul Gazawa, the Executive Director Operations MPF Pensions Limited, explained that the seminar was to sensitize pensioners on what the administrator was doing about their pension benefits. University staff, who are due to start 14 days of strike action at 74 campuses across the United Kingdom, have expressed anger and frustration at what they see as employers' failure to address their concerns over pay, pensions, and working conditions. Up to 50,000 lecturers, technicians, librarians, and other academic and support staff plan to start industrial action, potentially affecting 1.2 million students, many of whom have already lost weeks of tuition because of previous strikes. It is the third time since 2018 that university staff have found themselves on the picket lines, but responses to a call out to guardian readers who work unstudy in higher education suggests there is still widespread, though not unanimous, support for the action. Some university staff expressed anger at the amount of money being spent on new university buildings and vice-chancellor salaries rather than on improving staff pay and conditions. Meanwhile, students were upset and bewildered about the loss of tuition and the impact on their degrees. You're still on to news around the world on Pensioners 106.7 FM Ibadan. Now on to some other stories. Lesotho's Prime Minister Thomas Thabane Achi is to be charged with the murder of his estranged wife Leopolelo Thabane, police have said. Thabane announced he would be stepping down in July because of old age without commenting about the case. His current wife, Messiah Thabane, has already been charged with murder. He would be the first African leader to be charged with domestic murder while in office in a case that has shocked the tiny mountain country. Leopolelo, 58, was shot dead 2 days before Thabane became Prime Minister in 2017. At the time, he described her killing as senseless, but police now accuse him of being involved in her killing. South Korea has stepped up measures to curtail the spread of the deadly new coronavirus. As confirmed, infections rose sharply for a second day. Prime Minister Jung Shik-kun said it was now an emergency situation. The southern cities of Daegu and Chinondo have been declared special care zones. South Korea has also locked down its military after several soldiers tested positive to the coronavirus. Authorities have also told about 9,000 members of a religious group to self-quarantine after the sect was identified as a coronavirus hotbed. Today, the country reported 52 new confirmed cases after 53 on Thursday. South Korea now has a total of 156 cases, making it the largest cluster outside mainland China and the cruise ship dock of Japan. Authorities had earlier confirmed the country's first death from the virus in Shihondo. Meanwhile, dozens of protesters in a Ukrainian town have attacked buses carrying evacuees from coronavirus-hit China. The evacuees were brought to the hospital in Novi Shanghai in the central Poltava region, where they will be quarantined for 14 days. President Volodymyr Zelensky urged the protesters to show empathy. Ukraine's Security Service SBU said a fake email claiming to be from the health ministry falsely said some evacuees had contracted the virus. SBU officials are now investigating the apparent hoax, a statement said. United States intelligence agencies have warned that Russia is attempting to help President Donald Trump get re-elected in November. The comments came in a closed-door briefing to the House Intelligence Committee a few days ago, officials told United States outlets. President Trump was reportedly enraged, complaining that Democrats would use the information against him. Trump, impeached by the House of Representatives for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, was acquitted after a 2-week trial in the Republican-controlled Senate. During the House intelligence briefing, Trump's supporters argued that the president had taken a hard stance with Russia and that European ties and security had been strengthened as a result. People across the world have rallied behind a 9-year-old Australian boy after a video of his deep distress over being bullied went viral. Yaraka Bailey posted the clip of her son, Quadine, crying after he was targeted at school for his dwarfism. The clip, viewed over 14 million times, has triggered an outpouring of support and harsh "We stand with Quadine" messages. Celebrities including actor Hugh Jackman and basketball player Hans Kanter have spoken out, while parents in other countries have shared video messages from their children. You're still on to News Around the World on Pensioners 106.7 FM. We'll be back with entertainment and sports stories shortly. United States President Donald Trump has hit out at the Oscars for awarding Best Picture to Parasite, a dark South Korean comedy about class struggle and wealth inequality. It is in Korean that has been screened internationally with English subtitles. He asks, "Can we get gone with the wind back, please?" A reference to the 1339 film set during the United States Civil War, which at the time set a record for Oscar wins but has been criticized for its racist stereotypes and nostalgia for slavery. Responding to the president's criticism, Parasite distributor Neon tweeted, "Understandable, he can't read." Raheem Sterling says Real Madrid is a fantastic club, but insists he's really happy at Manchester City. Sterling, 25, has been linked with a potential move to Real following City's 2-year ban from European competition. According to Sterling, right now he is at City. "I'm really happy," but said Real Madrid is a fantastic club. To end news around the world, here's the recap of the main stories. European Commission has announced the allocation of 32 million naira to assist victims of Lassa fever in Nigeria. Lesotho's Prime Minister Tebane became the first African leader to be charged with domestic murder following the death of his wife. United States intelligence agencies has warned Russia from attempting to help Donald Trump get re-elected in November. And in sports, Raheem Sterling insisted he is really happy at Manchester City following City's 2-year ban from European competition. And that was news around the world. And for any information, please reach out to us on 08022373535 or 08121889462, or visit us at Pensioners House, Agbarigo, Onireke, Ibadan. The news editor is Yetunde Oke. On behalf of the entire production crew, I am LAOLU OLATUNBOSUN. Thanks for listening. Good afternoon.
Looking for that radio station that will serve you better.